In this video, I am going to explain 3 things that can create headache. Mainly, I am going to explain the back of the head. Okay, the first place is about this one. This red tape represents kind of the attachment place of neck muscles. This line. This is the level about external occipital protuberance. This bony bump is a very big bump on the back of the head. So this line, there are many neck muscles attached here like trapezius or spinalis, semi-spinalis or like splenius capitis, splenius cervicis. Many muscles attached here. So what happens if these muscles get tight? It can pull the head this way or maybe upper cervical spine this way, right? So that can compress this area. So working around this area can give big impact to headache or upper cervical tightness. Why? Because there are so many muscles attached here. Plus, in modern life, people tend to use many smartphones or computers or people watching TVs. So their head position tends to go forward. Do you notice this movement? Then this place gets very tight. Then that can create more headache or tight back of the head or tight upper cervical region. That's why this place is very important. This area can extend to this area as well. This is mastoid process. There is a sternocleidomastoid attaches here. So it doesn't matter. There is a fascial connection from occiput to mastoid process. So this is just a visualization of the attachments of muscle that can go to the mastoid process as well. So to be simple, this area is very important for back of the head restriction. That's number 1, the myofascia or muscles around here. Okay, the second part is kind of related to this area. You know, this is muscle attachments or fascial connection. There is a nerve passing here. That nerve is from the C2 and goes up, all the way up to the top of the head. What is the nerve? This is greater occipital nerve. This nerve is very important. It is from the cervical spine too and comes up, 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 up. And especially this nerve has relationship with trapezius and sternocleidomastoid right here. Let's say my left thumb is sternocleidomastoid and my right thumb is trapezius. It's kind of edge of these two muscles. Greater occipital nerve kind of penetrates or run very close to in between these two muscles. Sternocleidomastoid and trapezius. Greater occipital nerve runs very close to these two muscles, or sometimes anatomy books illustrates the nerve penetrates space in between these two muscles. Again, what happens if these two muscles or either one gets tight? That can diminish this space, so that can create impingement of greater occipital nerve, which is passing these two muscles. What happens if greater occipital nerve got impingement? That can create headache around back of the head or to the top of the head, because this nerve goes to all the way up to the head. Okay, so this is second one, greater occipital nerve. The first one was the fascial connection. Okay, the first one. The second one was greater occipital nerve. The third one, some of you might wondering, what is this yellow towel and this wrap thing? This represents central nervous system. I'd like to go inside of this cranium. Of course, there is a brain here. This yellow towel represents brain. And this wrap represents the membrane that covers brain. This is dura mater. Okay, dura mater. So what happens if this dura mater gets tight or got tension? That can create tension all the way down to spinal cord or peripheral nervous system because there is a membranous connection all the way to the spinal cord. What matters if dura mater gets tight? How does it relate to headache? This membranous tension can pull occiput or upper cervical spine because there's a membranous connection. So if this is pulling this way, this is pulled this way. So that can create headache around here. Of course, the dura can create headache around the side of the head, the front part of the head, or top of the head. It can vary. However, today's topic is the back of the head. So the tension around dura can create headache on the back part. Again, this tightness can create headache anywhere. Okay, I don't want you to misunderstand this. Okay, and I uploaded how this dura mater connects to the whole body. So if you would like to watch that, please check that out. At last, what kind of the things can create tight muscles or tight nervous tissue or tight membrane inside the cranium? The one can be car accident or whiplash. Boom, somebody got head trauma here. This impact can tighten up neck muscles, or this tight muscle can create tight nervous system, and this trauma can create the tight membrane inside of the cranium. This can happen in the car accident, whiplash, or sports trauma like American football or rugby or like martial arts, judo, karate, kickboxing. That kind of head trauma can lead tight muscle, tight nervous system, or tight membranous system. So these are very important issues. The one thing I want you to know is this can be a cause of headache. However, headache is very complicated symptoms. Of course, brain tumor, subarachnoid hemorrhage can create the headache. That's the doctor's job. However, the headache that MRI or the CT scan cannot detect, that can be from tight muscle or tight dura mater or tight nervous system. This is just one aspect of the headache. But I hope this video helps your understanding of headache from different aspects. If you liked today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe. See you next video.